Right. Good afternoon, morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this. Maybe you're watching this on the replay. Oh, you like that a little bit, huh? Maybe you're watching this on the replay. Maybe you're watching this live. Maybe you're listening to us. Hello, we are Coach Ryan. That is me. This is Coach Danielle. We are the coaches of SC Bootcamp for Women and in Rhode Island, and we are the coaches for Empower 12 Weight Loss and Accountability Coaching Program, which is an online and app-based program where we work with women who from really all over the world who struggle with weight loss and want to create sustainable habits to not only achieve weight loss success now, but of course in the future as well. And we also work with women who maybe weight loss isn't a main factor of what they want to do, but they do want to improve their health. And we can help to hold you accountable to doing that and coach you on a daily basis. Yes, we coach you every single day through our app. It's a wonderful, wonderful personalized program. So if you're interested in learning more, we got another program coming up on the 24th of July. Our personalized program started up again then. So if you're interested, let us know. Today, we are talking about the our coaching call number 2 of 7, which is the things that sabotage your metabolism, or these top 7 metabolism saboteurs. Like how I said it like that, saboteurs. And today's topic is you skip your meals. Now, our first one the other day, the call that we did the other day was not eating enough, which is different from skipping meals. And they kind of play a role in terms of overall, caloric intake throughout the day. And we, as coaches, we are not big on talking about calories or counting calories, because really all it is an energy source for you. And there are different variations of energy sources that you can take in. And obviously you want to be trying to take in the most highest quality of energy. But the skipping of the meals is an area that we see a lot of from women who are looking to lose weight or make transformations to their bodies, mainly because they think it's the right thing to do. And
yeah, well, I think it's two things. I think sometimes,
by the way, I am in the most comfortable coaching position. Can you remember where we are right now? You have that chair with the arm. I don't. And this is very cozy for me.
Right,
So
well, I remember that.
Normally in our outdoor coaching sessions, I always feel like I'm rounding my back, or I need to keep my chest out and shoulders back. Like, this is very
I'm glad you're comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 reasons. You broke my train of thought. That's okay.
Well,
I got it back.
anytime I
We're
walk
good.
in the room, right?
I think sometimes people do it, or women do it on purpose, because they think if they eat less, they'll lose weight, which is not the case always. And second, they just don't plan ahead, or they get too busy, and they, my favorite is I forgot to eat.
Yeah.
And people forget to eat. Like, they literally look at their watch and they're like, oh, now it's 4 o'clock and I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock. I guess I forgot to eat lunch. So.
And that is our biggest factor of knowing that your metabolism is so slow.
Yeah, it's hard to forget to eat if your body tells you you're hungry. And a lot of times, if women don't eat frequently enough, their body no longer gives them hunger cues. So then it's easier to forget to eat. So if you have hunger pangs, and that's your body talking to you, saying it needs fuel.
Pangs or pangs?
I think it's pangs.
Comment below if you think it's pangs or pains.
It's probably, I'm sure it could be both, but I think you get a pang of hunger.
But you could get a pain of hunger too, correct?
I suppose.
Well, we digress.
Yeah.
But that aspect is very, very important, because you mentioned basically your body's cues. All right. And when we're not getting the cues from our body that we need, sometimes, yes, we can forget about that. And if we're more consistent with the meals that we eat, the higher that rate will be at. And it's funny to hear it, because for people who are really struggling, that they actually are forgetting to eat their meals. And this can be an absolute no-no if you're looking to make these changes to your body. It's one of the least beneficial things that you can do if you're looking to make physical changes to your body. So if you skip meals throughout your day, or you don't eat until later in the day, you will never see the transformation that you want to see long-term. Again, our focus as coaches is to help you make changes sustainably, so that you never have to struggle with it again. And
what I want to say,
because I have a point I want to say, and it's not coming to my brain again. I lost it.
When you skip a full meal, it's hard to get in all the micro and macronutrients that you need within just 2 meals. So a few things happen when you skip a meal, but this is one of them. We're very big on making sure women, especially women as they age, get in enough protein. If we have a protein requirement, we want most people to get in, closer to 100, but between 75 as a very base minimum, 75 grams of protein a day. Now, If you're trying to split that now between 2 meals because you forgot 1 meal, that makes it much, much more difficult to do. It's much easier to split that up between 3 meals and maybe 3 meals and a snack, or 3 meals and 2 snacks, or, some sort of combination of those. But it's almost impossible to get them in
Yeah.
if you are, whether it's deliberately or
Unintentional.
unintentionally fasting throughout the day. Not only that, a big thing with skipping meals, or even whether your body tells you you're hungry or not, is then binging once you do get a chance to eat, or once you do sit down to eat, and binging on foods that are probably lower quality and they're not going to fill you up properly. They don't contain those macronutrients that your body actually needs and
Yeah.
can utilize. So
And-
yeah, there's multiple factors.
And you mentioned before the hunger cues. If you're going a long period of time without eating, or you're skipping meals significantly, your body gets used to that. That's your metabolism's level in which it's a rate in which it's burning, calories, or efficiently utilizing energy stores to make changes to your body. Your body actually thinks it's in an actual mode of starvation at that point. So therefore, when you do start making changes, okay, and this is where a lot of you struggle, and you hit a wall after a certain number of days or weeks, and you feel like you're improving. Maybe you're eating more healthy, maybe you're doing more physical activity, but you're not seeing any changes to the scale, or making changes to your pant size, dress size, or anything along those lines. And we tend to get really, really frustrated. And we get to the point where we say, well, this is not working. 7 days gone by, I've changed my habits dramatically, and nothing's happening. Or 3 weeks go by and that happens and nothing's happening, because you have for so long taught your body that it needs to hang on to everything that you take in, because for so long you either skip meals or you don't eat frequently enough. And therefore, when you're expecting your body to make the change, it takes a lot longer to do it because of that fact, because you've been telling it for so long that basically you're starving it. Yeah. And I know it sounds crazy to think the less food that you take in, the more you'll weigh. But I can guarantee you that will not get you the results you want long-term for weight loss. It might get you a very short base and a very stressful
Generally,
result.
what will happen is that you'll lose a little bit of weight and then you'll just stay there, if that's the
I mean, it all depends on how much an individual wants to lose, right? But at the same time, that is not sustainable. You starving yourself is not sustainable for long-term success.
Then the most frustrating thing, and we do try to pre-warn women about this when they come into our program, is especially if they were eating under 1,200 calories a day, which a lot of people do, which is easy to do if you are skipping meals.
Yep.
Now we ask you to start eating more, and mind you, we're asking you to start eating more nutrient dense calories or foods,
which are higher quality sources of food, essentially, which is just better bang for your buck, better gasoline for your car.
You may initially end up gaining a few pounds back because your body needs to catch on to what you're doing. And this is why dieting is not sustainable, because once you do actually change your habits, whether they're now going to be beneficial habits or not, you're going to gain that weight right back until your metabolism and body can adjust to its new way of being fueled, which is a more beneficial way. It's always more beneficial to fuel your body frequently and properly. That doesn't mean you need to eat 6 small meals a day. Some people like to eat small meals. No. As long as you're getting in all the macro and micronutrients that you need, as long as you can get those in, then that's what's important. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to do that with just 1 or 2 meals a day.
So if you are someone who skips meals and you want to make physical transformations to your body, that needs to stop now. If you need accountability, you need coaching for that, come right to us. We can help you with that in our Power 12 program. But if you need more advice, you want to learn more about what we do or how we can help you, simply shoot us a comment below, DM us, let us know.
Yeah, and one tip I think I want to just put out here before we end the call is planning ahead, especially if you're someone that
forgets. And this is for anyone who's currently in our program as well. Yeah. This is not going, this is something that you want to definitely be working on as well. This factor will make or break whether you see long-term results or not. Planning ahead. Yeah. You have to put that time and effort into you.
If you know you're going to have a long day out, not in your house, whether you plan to stop at a place to eat, or you plan to have snacks on you, or you plan that there's already something in the fridge ready to eat when you do get home, something that's beneficial, not just rummaging through your pantry and pulling out anything that's going to, take away your hunger in that moment. So planning ahead is absolutely necessary. If you leave the house in the morning, you know you're not going to be home until 4 o'clock. There better be some sort of plan of when you're going to feed yourself between those two
Yeah,
times.
you cannot just leave it up to chance and then expect these things to happen.
And it doesn't have to be this big. You could have a high quality protein bar in your bag. You could have, a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit on you. Just something to hold you over until you can get to, more sustainable
Yep.
place to eat. But yeah,
You're
very
exactly right.
important.
And it's something that we see too much of in terms of where people really, really struggle on their day to day, and they wonder why they're not getting the results that they want. And it comes from the lack of planning for that aspect. And then and then as you get more and more used to that, it's about then having a plan for your plan or pivoting for your plan as well, so that you can cover your butt, so to speak, to make sure that you are consistently, when we say consistently, like 80% of the time, doing what you need to be doing, so that it's not affecting you in such an unwanted way for those that individuals that want to make these changes.
Yeah. And last thing, sometimes it will happen. Sometimes you will get busy, and it's not
Yes.
going to sabotage everything you've done in your life to, build your healthy habits. We've all been there. Just realizing where you are and being like, yep, now is the time. I'm hungry. I need to eat. Let me figure this out. Everything else is on hold for the moment because I need to fuel my body.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people find refreshing about sustainable changes, is that you're not trying to be perfect. You're not looking for that all or nothing aspect, because life is never going to offer you that 100% of the time. So you have to cut yourself some slack. There's going to be days that you're not going to be perfect. There's going to be days that meals are skipped. Is it the end of the world? No. As long as you know that your next meal, it's at this, and you're getting the best quality sources of food you can for yourself, and you're doing that same thing for the meal after that, and the meal after that, and the meal after that, and then it continues on for the next days and whatnot. Because we want less of that and more consistency. But it will happen. So you have to prep yourself for that, and note that your unrealistic expectations should not be the driving force into your excitement about moving forward. This is a journey, and if you're thinking about long-term success, which you should all be doing, if you really want sustainable habits, then you have to cut yourself a break here and there. You have to note that it's never always going to be perfect. All right. Not even the most healthiest of individuals are perfect all the time. And if they are, or if they say they are, well, number one, we don't know if they are or not. Number two, chances are it's probably just them.
Yeah.
There's probably not anything else in their life that's affecting them. So we just need to keep that in mind, as busy individuals as we all are. That if we're thinking sustainability, we're thinking about consistency, and that does not mean perfection, and that does not mean all or nothing. All right. So if you guys have any questions or you want to comment on this call, please let us know. We have another 5 calls coming up over the next couple of weeks to complete this series and subject about the metabolism saboteurs. Stay tuned for those, and we'll be checking back with you guys at any time. If you have any questions, concerns, or you want to talk about this topic, please comment below or shoot us a.
And I did look it up. It's hunger pain.
Oh, it's pangs. Yeah. Pain. I bet you didn't know that.
I think you're the only one.
Probably.
It's okay though.
Probably. Did they say anything about hunger pains?
Well, I'm sure you can have. I think pangs are painful.
So give me the definition of a pang.
Look, hunger pangs are hunger pains. So I think they're just
hunger pang. Wait a minute.
I think they're just reversible.
Hunger pains.
Yeah, you can use either one. So we were both right.
Well, I prefer the pain. Okay, I don't prefer the pang. I don't know about you. Comment below whether you like pang or pain. All right, we'll roll with it. It just sounds strange, doesn't it? It sounds like you're trying to see pain.
I don't know.
All right. Well, pang or pang. I can't even do both. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.